Hi, my name's Grant, and this is the house for me and my family. It's currently under construction. But before we even move in, I've already gotten rid of the mortgage payment. But I didn't pay cash. Here's how I did it. So we're just a few weeks from moving in, and I've already got the finances for this house worked out. I am getting a traditional mortgage, but I'm not gonna be making a mortgage payment, at least traditionally. For most people, a mortgage payment can be extremely frustrating. It's the biggest expense that you'll have, and getting rid of it would be extremely nice. Now, for some people, a mortgage isn't as burdensome, but again, removing that from your expenses would allow for a lot more flexibility. There's even some people out there that try to have their mortgage paid off as soon as possible, almost like it's a big achievement or an aspirational identity. Either way, getting rid of a mortgage payment is a hot topic of discussion. But as we've talked about on this show before, getting rid of your mortgage payment may not be the best thing, at least mathematically. We know that if you leverage your financial situation by having a low interest mortgage debt and you invest the difference at a higher rate of return, it's mathematically best for you. But we've also talked about before how sometimes you don't do what's mathematically best for you. You work for a situation that brings you the most peace of mind for your finances. So although the math says don't pay off your mortgage, for some it's best to pay off your mortgage because it gives you the peace of mind that you desire. Now, what if I told you you can have both? Yeah, you can have both. You can have the peace of mind, but still leverage the power of a low interest mortgage. So the secret is in a very particular kind of investment account. It's not a 401k, it's not an IRA, it is what's called a non-qualified investment account. Now, a non-qualified investment account, simply put, means that there's no tax sheltering involved with it. It's not something that's set aside for retirement alone. Look, we all have 401ks or IRAs that we have with work and we make regular distributions in, but we don't really see the balances of those, and to be honest, we kind of forget about them. We don't even know the rate that it's growing at. Well, this investment account that I have, this non-qualified account, I make regular deposits into, like a savings account, and I get to see it whenever I want on a mobile app. I also have direct access to the money whenever I want as well. That access is known as liquidity. This liquidity is a big deal to make this happen. So I am getting a mortgage to buy this home, and the rate on this mortgage is below 3%. Mortgage interest rates are really good. But I also have this non-qualified investment account, and the rate of return on the investment is much higher than 3%. As a result, there's an imbalance. I'm paying very low interest on a mortgage and getting a great rate of return on the investment account. So just for round, easy numbers, let's say you got a mortgage at $300,000. And the interest rate on that was 2.625%. The amount of interest that's being charged to you on an annual basis is under $8,000. Now, let's say you had $100,000 saved in this investment account and your rate of return on the investment was 8%. Well, that's $8,000. That's already more in interest rate of return than you're being charged on the interest rate for the mortgage. This gives you an idea of the power with this leverage. But you don't need $100,000 to do this. Here's exactly how I did it. When it comes to my personal finances, I have a plan. That means I know how much my expenses are on a monthly basis, and I know how much my income needs to be on a monthly basis as well. So anytime I made more money than I needed to, that was on my plan, I put that excess money into this non-qualified investment account. And anytime my expenses were below the amount that was on the plan, I put that excess into the non-qualified investment account. All right, they're painting right now, so we're gonna hear a little bit of noise. But here's the thing, putting money into this non-qualified account became almost like entertainment. It was fun. I really started to enjoy it. Month after month, I was trying to control my expenses or gain more income so I could put deposits into this non-qualified investment account. Now again, this is different than a 401k or an IRA or retirement savings. This is something I could feel, something I could see, and something I could check in on regularly. Now for me, once that account balance in that investment account got to $50,000, I said, whoa, I have something good going on here. And what I did is I set up automatic withdrawals from the investment account to start making the payments on my mortgage. It was great. I no longer had to make mortgage payment out of my regular monthly cash flow. And here's a really cool thing. Because I had a habit of making regular deposits into this account, and because the rate of return on this investment account was much higher than the rate I was paying on the mortgage, I actually see this balance grow year in and year out, even with the mortgage payments automatically coming out of that account. So how can you make this process work for you? Well, you don't need $300,000. You don't even need $50,000. You just need to start somewhere. Step one, have a plan. This means you know exactly how much your expenses are on a monthly basis and what income you need to pay those expenses. Step two, open one of these accounts. You gotta have one of these non-qualified investment accounts to put the excess money into to make this come to life. And step three, it's take action. Look, don't let some of the numbers that I've talked about in this video prevent you from starting. I started with zero money in this account. And it's not like I put $50,000 into it on one deposit. I was making regular monthly deposits. Here's the thing, don't get hung up on the numbers. Here we are at the beginning of 2021 and mortgage interest rates are amazing. And the stock market, it's kicking butt. So it makes a plan like this even easier. But again, don't get caught in the numbers. The mortgage interest rate you're gonna have versus the rate of return that you're gonna have versus the balances that you need for both a mortgage or in the investment account, it's gonna be different than mine, and that's okay. You just need to start somewhere. Now again, this is an investment account. It's not a 401k or an IRA or retirement account, but it's also not like a checking or savings account. It's something in between. It's liquid, it's something you can see and feel and touch. You can make regular deposits into it, and you can make regular withdrawals from it. But it is tied to different investments that have a higher rate of return, things like stocks and bonds. Now I know what you're thinking. Grant, what happens if the stock market tanks? Does that really hurt my investment account? Well, it could. And that's why the risk associated with the investments in this account is on a lower tier. So whenever the stock market went down in 2020 as a result of the COVID stuff, the balance didn't really go down a whole lot. It's not invested in super risky stuff. Yet the rate of return is still much higher than I'm paying on a mortgage interest. So after I move into this house, I'm gonna have this investment account that's gonna make the mortgage payments for me. It's really cool. But I'm not gonna stop making deposits into this account. But the real cool thing about this, the money in this non-qualified account, it's different than a retirement account. It's liquid. I can access it if I need to. An example, if I see a need in my community, I need to give money away, I just go into that account, grab that, and help. So I am leveraging the power of the math by having a mortgage, but also investing the difference. But I do have the peace of mind where my monthly mortgage payment is being taken care of for me. But the real cool thing, I have the opportunity to use some assets if needed to help wherever I'm able. If you'd like to start this process, go to stewardship.pro/investment-management. There, you can open one of these non-qualified investment accounts and get this journey started for yourself.